Visit Avery.com, Avary, for the most up-to-date news and information on Team Avery.
Avery, 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 Avery.
The Video Archives podcast with Quentin Tarantino and Roger Avery is back for season 2. Head on over to patreon.com/videoarchives to get ad-free exclusive content and bonus episodes. This is the Gala Show. I'm your reporter on the beat, Gala Avery. On this episode, my guests for today joined forces back in 2021 in the midst of lockdown, jam sessions, impromptu songwriting, and the journey of finding their own voice through what they like to call that sweet, wiggly air, led them to forming their own band, Mosaic Coyote. Today on the mic, I have 2 members of this homegrown operation, Ethan Estrada and Andrew Naranjo.
There we go.
Hey, Ethan. Hey, Andrew.
How's it going?
Hey, thanks for having us.
So congratulations, you guys, on your album release, first off, which is actually live today, and your live show at Aviator Nation Dreamland tomorrow. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you so much.
It's a big, big deal to be playing at Aviator Nation.
Yeah, it is, huh?
It's going to be fun, yeah.
Cool. Are you guys nervous?
Cool 70s
No, not
vibes.
even. I think we've been wanting to play at Aviator for a long time now. It's like happening. I feel like we're a bit desensitized to it.
Really? Because I think all the coolest bands go through Aviator Nation personally. Like one of my own personal favorite, the Guantanamo Bay Surf Club.
Oh, they're
they're
played
so
there,
sick,
and I was
yeah.
so upset because I couldn't go. And I was like, oh.
Well, I honestly didn't really know about it until Andrew told me about the history of it, because it used to be like a Mexican restaurant, I guess. And then they bought it
really?
out, Dreamland, and then made some cool... Yeah, made it a cool venue. And so
Yeah.
we started doing open mics there a little bit, and then we met people, and then now we're playing there.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, congratulations.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be like just like the shop, and then right next door was the Mexican restaurant. And that shop would have like, they would throw shows like after a surf contest or something. And it was always just like a fun place to hang out. So it's cool that they bought that area, and now we're playing there.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So before we bring up the topic for today, I have a very serious question for the both of you.
All right.
How did you guys first meet?
We have like differing views on how we
Okay,
met.
I like this. So first I want to hear the Ethan view of how you
Wow.
guys
Sure.
met.
Of course,
Sorry,
the lead singer
bro.
first.
The way I remember is that my ex-girlfriend, so Andrew is he's a grade below me in high school.
Okay.
I was a senior, he was a junior. And my ex-girlfriend DM'd him on Instagram and said, hey, I think you should jam with my boyfriend because he makes music. And so I remember we met up in high school one time, and like I was this like sad folk guy, and he was like this crazy rock
I
guy.
actually remember when this folk
And
period
then
was happening.
and it kind of like worlds emerged. That's what I believe happened.
Okay, now let's hear the truth from Andrew.
Yeah, the truth. There we go. It's always stretching. No, I'm kidding. I think it was through an ex-girlfriend. I don't think we agree on which ex-girlfriend it was. The funniest part. But I used to hang out with this girl. And then she told me that he played his guitar, like you should play with him. And then I was like, I didn't know him at the time, so I was like, nah, I'm like not into that music, kind of a douchebag, whatever.
This guy. Wow.
And then it wasn't until COVID when I was like super bored and I just bought a drum set and I wanted to like play with someone. So then I called him, and then he came over, and I think that was, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't that like your first time playing electric guitar?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, the first
so.
time you like picked up an electric guitar was like mine. And then it sounded really cool because he had all these like jazzy chords and we were just having fun. And then,
Yeah, I played electric before, but not like actually with the purpose, I guess. So,
yeah, he was more of like an acoustic guy. So,
Okay, so
ended up-
basically we'll never know how you two met.
yeah, we'll never know.
No. Maybe they're
We don't
both
even
valid.
know.
Who knows? Yeah.
I mean, they're similar stories. so.
There is some girl involved in it.
my ex is
and
involved one way or another.
One of them is involved.
One of them.
And music. So
Yeah.
we all know that. Now, as always, my guest gets to bring their topic to the mic. So, Ethan, Andrew, why don't you tell us what your topic is and why you decided to choose it?
Well, I guess the main topic would be music, specifically our album and the process behind it. But we're open to seeing wherever the conversations go.
But before we get into the topic, it's time for a commercial break. Back by popular demand, the Video Archives merch store is up and running.
Get your favorite t-shirts, hats, notebooks, stickers, and more at videoarchivesmerch.com. You know me. I write all my notes in the Notes on Cinema notebook, the Gala edition, of course. Check out videoarchivesmerch.com to get yours today. Hey, thanks so much for being a loyal listener. If you want to keep up with me off mic, make sure to follow me on Instagram at Gala Avery. And we're back.
So that's our topic for today. We're going to be talking about Mosaic Coyote. I have 30 minutes on the clock and our time starts now. Okay, you guys are both LA locals, right?
Yes.
So where are you born? Are you born Cedar Sinai, Ethan?
I was born. I was born Kaiser.
You're born
I'm a
Kaiser?
Kaiser kid.
Woodland Hills Hospital.
Okay, so
or
you're
West Hills
like,
Hospital. Sorry,
you're
West Hills
like,
Hospital.
okay, so you're like Valley.
Yeah, we're Valley.
Yeah, you guys are Valley.
Yeah.
I'm born St. John's.
St. John's, wow.
I like
What a
always-
great hospital.
I know, right? Whenever I meet someone from LA, the first thing I ask them is what hospital you're from.
Are you a Cedar Sinai? Is awesome.
Well, Cedar Sinai is where all the Jewish kids are born.
Oh, I didn't
typically.
know that. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so
cool.
that's how you know.
It's crazy. Okay, I'm not kosher then. I'm sorry, Mom.
What about West Hills Hospital?
Well, I don't know.
like all the
I don't
More
know.
Catholics? Yeah.
Actually, it might be all the Latinos.
Yeah, maybe.
So you guys went to the same high school,
Yeah.
and you guys may have met through a girlfriend or not.
Yeah.
Who knows?
I also want to say I knew of Andrew in high school, but we
Okay,
never actually.
So he had a
talked.
reputation.
I mean, I guess he was like the cool surf guy. I didn't know him, but from what I gathered, like I knew he played music and I knew he was like an outdoors guy.
Yeah.
That was kind of it, because I had friends in the grade that he was in. I just never talked to him directly.
Yeah, same goes with him. Like we had mutual friends, so
Yeah, because I
just
know.
knew of him.
So for the listeners, I know Ethan through my brother, who knows him through his sister, who knows him through a girl that he met on the bus. It's a
yeah.
very fun, long
Yeah.
story. But this is my first time meeting Andrew. So
How
Andrew,
lovely.
I'm interested to know a little bit more about you. So like you grew up in Los Angeles Valley, and when
Yeah.
did you start playing music?
So like San Fernando Valley. Yeah. I started playing guitar when I was like 16. So my family's Colombian, and they wanted me to like play like, you know, that like Spanish style guitar when I was a
Oh,
kid.
yeah,
so they
yeah.
put me in like 2 lessons, and then they were like, okay, obviously this kid is not listening. We're not going to pay for this. So they took me out of the lessons. Then flash forward to like 16 years old. I was like a big like skater, so I was always like hearing like punk music and all that. And then I went to my friend Mac's house, who used to play bass for us, actually, funny enough. And he had like an electric guitar, and he was like playing it all distorted and everything. I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool. And then he showed me just how to play like Seven Nation Army. And then since that day, I like picked up the acoustic guitar at my house again, and I've been playing like every day since then.
That's awesome.
Then,
Yeah.
He gave me a couple lessons, and then mostly YouTube.
Oh, really? You like just learned on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Because I remember Ethan, my brother, used to jam with you every now and then.
Yeah, we jammed. We go to each other's houses, and I think Ever was doing also guitar,
Ever
drums. He was
is
doing
my
something.
brother. God bless you, Ever.
He was doing some cool
He's
stuff.
so annoying because he's so good at everything.
Yeah.
Like he plays the guitar, the piano, the drums, the flute. I tried to pick up the flute, and then he went and bought one, and like literally I found him outside with a flute with an owl that swooped down, and he's like playing
That
on
makes
it.
sense. That makes sense
like,
forever.
but knowing my brother, like it makes sense. Like he's so musically gifted. I can't read sheet music. I cannot
Yeah.
play anything.
We also can't read sheet
I
music.
literally don't even know the name of like chords.
Really?
Yeah. I had to-
So you just like intuitively feel it?
Yeah, I would say like, well, so I guess we could say we both learned by like learning cover songs and stuff like that, like on YouTube. And then for me, I got into songwriting about a year after. So I was a freshman in high school, and like so sophomore year is when I started to like understand songwriting, or maybe not understand but learn how to songwrite. And then so just through doing it for like a decade now, I've kind of, it's like a bunch of like curiosity that keeps evolving over time.
It's cool. So your music, I'm guessing, and I listened to it. I like the unreleased songs, which are released today,
Oh, awesome.
just so you know.
Thank you.
But it is very like California influenced, and I guess that's partially. And I know I would never classify this music as punk,
No, not at all.
but like you have like the kind of surf punk a little bit in the background, like underlaid into it. I hear it. I hear it in there.
Creeps in there.
It creeps in there. I mean, like when you're writing this album in particular, because it is like your first album. I mean, when you're writing individual songs, you don't really have to make them flow or pair or anything. But when you're writing an album, it's kind of a much different animal, I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's weird because we think that all the songs on the album are a bit different. Like if you listen to one song like Catalina versus a song called Echoes, which was going to be out today, versus like Sunshine Baby, they're all different sounds, but they all do have like a foundation of like California flow, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, I guess like the way you worded that, I don't even know if we actually wrote like an album. We kind of just wrote songs, and then we're like,
And then you
oh
just,
yeah,
like, put it
let's put them
together.
together.
Yeah.
Well,
It's
like-
not,
Totally.
yeah, it wasn't like
What is
planned.
an album?
I don't even know. It's just for me, it's like at least like 9 songs.
Collection of
That's
songs,
it.
yeah.
So it's just a collection of
I
songs.
think
like-
it's like
Yeah.
a time mark of the band's life, a chapter of the band's life.
and this is like your very first album, so this is like your first chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the start of Mosaic Coyote.
Yeah. How did you guys write only 9 songs for the album, or did you guys write a bunch of songs and then, because like, okay, my big music person that I love is Carly Rae Jepsen, and she is prolific when she writes songs, and so she has A sides, B sides, and then she has all of her like unreleased, I put that in air quotes, C sides. So she writes like 50 songs for an album, and then like narrows it down to like 20 or something like that. So do you guys do that too? Or are you guys just like, here's 9 songs that we really love, we're putting them all together?
I think we just read a bunch of songs,
Yeah.
and whatever we think works for that album works. Not to give too much away, but like we already started another project
Oh,
that we're
really?
working on.
Yeah.
And even we had a concept of what we think this album is going to be. And then even this year, certain songs that we started working on were like, oh, this has to be in the new album. So it's kind of like a last minute, whatever we feel works.
You guys are really intuitive, spiritual.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a whole journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's really interesting because when you are so musically gifted that like you literally can channel something through you, and then it comes onto the instrument, like especially if you don't read sheet music and you're just kind of jamming with someone, you guys have to have good chemistry as friends also then. Like you can't have.
We're besties.
Yeah, you guys,
Yeah,
you guys seem to have besties. Before we started recording, they were like cracking jokes. And
Yeah.
like, we've never seen each other so serious.
Yeah. I would say that like Andrew is probably like in terms of trust, I trust him more than anyone else in terms of music. He's like the one guy I show everything to, whether it's going to be good or bad. And usually like with Mosaic Coyote too, like I'll show him something and like I believe what he says if he's like we should work with this or like maybe let's keep messing around.
Yeah, I've talked with several people that are like in creative partnerships, and it always boils down to trust and like being able to trust someone with your ideas, whether they're good or bad, knowing exactly kind of where you're going together. Like, and I'm in a creative partnership with my dad. I've been working with him since I was 15. So it's like you crawl into each other's brains and like
Yeah.
you kind of live there. So like what happens if one of you guys is having an off day?
I feel like when you say off day, do you mean like if I'm not vibing with his idea or something?
No, like
or-
what if like in a situation where you guys are like getting together and like let's say Ethan just broke up with his girlfriend and he's having a really bad time of it. Like how do you guys do that like creatively? Like do you like exercise it like through the jam session or like are you like picking him up? Or are you guys like going out for ice cream and like a beer?
We'll definitely go for some drives, I'd say, or like a little hike.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know that like it'd be like, all right, you broke his drum, pick up a guitar, you have to. This is the time. Like
We
just
need
something's
this
gonna come
album
out.
now.
Something's gonna come out of this.
I don't know. It might be the best thing you ever wrote. Like you
more
never
like
know.
Bros before music, you know?
Yeah.
For sure.
No, it's good. I mean, like you guys have to take care of each other first
Yeah,
and
of course.
foremost, and then the music comes out.
Yeah.
So who writes the lyrics?
I do most of the lyric
You
writing.
do most of the lyric writing. How do you? Is it just like poetry first and then music, or is it?
No,
music
I
first
wish.
and
I
then-
respect artists that do that, and maybe one day I'll get to that style. But usually, I like to have the guitar parts written out first, and then from there I'll add on lyrics to it.
Okay, cool. So where did the name Mosaic Coyote come from?
So
Okay, story time.
I was in San Francisco,
Mm-hmm.
and then I was like walking through the city, and there was this one alleyway that had these like long steps up a hill, and they were like mosaic steps. I'm not kidding. And then all of a sudden, a coyote walked across
way,
it,
no
and I
way.
was like, "What the hell? That's crazy. What is a coyote doing here?" You know?
I saw a coyote
then-
last night, actually.
No way.
Yeah,
It's
just
amazing.
right outside the house, right
Yeah.
here.
So cool.
Huge.
There's a lot of them recently.
Coyote tips up.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so
That's
is
what we
that,
do.
like-
That's our
Yeah.
mosaic
You
thing.
guys, okay, I wish everyone could see this right now. It's
Coyote tips up.
It's like, what is it? Horns up, horns
It's like a rock
horns up,
thing, but
horns
then
down.
add out all your fingers.
I'm gonna like
It's
make
like- or
you
like
guys
in
do it in the
school.
picture.
Yeah, it sounds good.
When they were like, show us your silent coyotes or whatever.
Wait, what? Show us your silent coyote.
Yeah, like the teacher's like, it's.
What the heck is that?
I don't remember this. I never heard this.
Okay, my teacher used to be like, all right, silent coyote time or something.
Okay, so you
That's
have
so
coyotes
cool.
around you, like
Yeah,
It's like
I am
your
a coyote.
Yeah, like, he's like a spirit
He's the
animal.
Mosaic
or something.
Coyote. It's up for debate, but he's winning right now.
Okay, so
I'm winning.
he might be the coyote, you might be the mosaic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Together, you guys make the mosaic coyote.
I'm down. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like when he writes like chords and lyrics, I come and mess it all up, like make it a little dirtier with the coyote.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
He's the mosaic, I'm the coyote.
I like that actually. Now I'm thinking you guys are mosaic coyote. Just you guys should just take those stage names. I'm mosaic and I'm
Yeah.
coyote.
Yeah, short for Mo. How you guys doing?
He wears a mosaic Speedo.
I don't even know how that would look.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, we're not
Fun
finding out
fact.
this release show, but maybe the next one.
Fun fact, I played water polo in high school and I had a Speedo that said Naranjo on the back.
Really?
That's
You
so
should. Okay,
awesome.
so you should
So
wear that.
we're going to make Mosaic
I'm
Coyote
so down.
Speedo merch one day. Wait on it.
Yeah, wait on it. Actually, that might be really, really popular. It might be
Yeah.
popular with the ladies.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Hopefully.
So you guys have been playing open mics, right?
We've done a few open mics. I would say we've been doing more shows though, honestly.
Yeah, because way back when, I don't think you ever went to Yolan's open mic.
I did.
you?
Poolside.
Yeah, when he used to do poolside.
I went to some of those.
I went to a few of those too, and the very last one, I went to, a fight broke out in the backyard.
In an
my
open mic.
Like,
I
and
didn't know that.
my little brother ever brought me, because I was like trying to make more friends in the area and stuff, and I was like, I'll go to Yolan's open mic, which was all the love to him, but not the
Yeah.
place to go to
Didn't
make
know that.
friends.
Yeah.
And we were outside like at a break during the open mic, and these two guys got into like an actual like grappling fight with each other,
Wow.
and then fell onto a wood pile, which is like some kind of metaphor, I guess, for something. And then got up and like shook hands and then like parted ways.
Did poetry after.
They played their song, yeah.
I guess they did. I don't know. It was like a wild.
That's
and
gnarly.
some guy showed up with a briefcase like in the middle of the open mic, like literally walked in with a briefcase, opened it up, assembled some kind of like device that I think turned out to be some very complicated dab pen, smoked
This sounds like poolside open mic.
smoked one very intense dab, undid it, packed it all up, and said, "Okay, I have work in the morning. I gotta go drive 4 hours now." And I was
way.
I was like, "Oh my god, this
Built
is
a time
open mic.
machine.
This is
Yeah.
open mic life. This is crazy."
Yeah.
But yes, you guys have played a few open mics. But did you play poolside?
I played poolside a few times, and even before I met Andrew, like I learned how to be vulnerable on stage through open mics because it's very like it's just you and the audience, and most of the
Yeah.
time everyone's listening. So
Yeah. And did you do open mics?
I did not. I used to be part of a different band, so that's where I got like my.
Okay, cool. So
Stage
you were
presence,
rocking
I
and
guess.
rolling with a different band.
Yeah,
playing
before,
shows
yeah.
and stuff, and then Mosaic Coyote formed. So it's you guys on stage, and then you guys have two other band members, right?
Mm-hmm.
That do they just perform with you, or do they also come jam with you?
they do everything. They do everything. It's
do everything.
Conrado, Giswaldi, and Luke Yancic.
Okay, cool.
Conrado plays bass for us, and
Oh,
Luke
cool.
plays drums.
Okay, cool. That's awesome. So how did you guys meet them?
Well, I knew Conrado because his brother and my sister were friends in high school.
Which sister? Your
Elizabeth.
Elizabeth. Okay.
And then through there, kind of just we all became friends. And then he knows Luke from Valsurf.
Yeah, so I used to work at Valsurf. in Woodland
Oh,
Hills.
really? You used to
Yeah.
work at Valsurf? I
did.
love Valsurf.
cool shop.
I always go in there with my brother. I do not surf.
I have a Valsurf shirt on
Oh my
right now.
god! Shout out to Valsurf.
Shout out
Val.
Valsurf.
That's like one of the best places to get, or maybe the best place to get your surf stuff.
Oh yeah, all
Yeah.
your surfing needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I used to
closed
work
down.
there.
I
And
think
then
there's a Valsurf though here in
There is
Thousand
one.
Oaks.
Thousand
Yeah.
Oh,
Oaks,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I used to work there, and then Luke worked there as well. Luke is also 4 years younger than us.
Okay. Cool.
And then
How old are you guys now?
No, for me, he's like 6. I'm 26.
Okay.
I'm 24.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he's 20.
Yeah, he's 20.
Yeah.
Okay. So he's a baby.
He's a baby.
Oh my god.
And Conrado's 30.
Okay. So you guys have like the
Yeah.
full spectrum.
Yeah.
We got the whole spectrum. We hit all age ranges.
Okay, good. Now you just need like a 60-year-old to
I
like join your
know.
band, like
Yeah.
a really cool chill
The
guy
flute?
on,
Yeah.
or on a triangle. I don't know why my triangle was like the flute. The flute would be cool actually with your guys' sound.
I just bought a flute in Guatemala. It does not work. I should not
It does
bought
not work.
It looks really cool, though.
Was
It looks good.
was it more like a piccolo though? Like
I
is
don't
it
know.
Like, it's like a flute. Okay, correct me
Yeah,
if I'm
more
wrong.
like piccolo, I
everyone
guess.
everyone can correct me if I'm wrong. But like I think a flute is like sideways and a piccolo is more in the front.
It's more piccolo
That's
vibes.
Piccolo,
Yeah.
for sure.
I don't know anything. I'm just like making stuff up about instruments now, and I'm sure
No, you know
someone's
a
gonna
lot,
correct
yeah.
me.
I trust you.
You
It's all about
me.
trust. Remember?
It's all about trust.
Yeah.
Like let's just trust her false
Yeah.
information. Okay, so you guys all met and you guys all jammed together too then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is it mostly just you guys jamming?
So in terms of like the creative process, it's just me and Andrew. But for all live shows, like they play, they're our live band. So
That's so
yeah.
super cool. So you guys all friends? Do you guys all go do like group activities together?
Yeah, we hang out a lot. Play soccer when our ankles aren't hurting.
Okay, so you guys play soccer. You guys surf. So you guys
Yeah,
are like
surf.
really outdoorsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Ethan, okay, you don't seem so
Andrew,
sure about that.
and because Andrew way more than me.
Yeah,
like
Andrew
Andrew
No, we're
does
all-
like.
No, Andrew's like, I'm surfing, I'm playing
No.
soccer, I'm like
We're
doing
all outdoorsy.
everything.
I mean, I am outdoors, but he does like mountain biking and stuff like that. He's a bit gnarlier with the outdoors, but
Are
I
you,
also
like
like being outdoors.
rock climbing then also?
I'm
and,
trying to
like,
get into it,
bouldering
actually.
and like you
We've
know
gone a
what?
couple times.
If you want to rock climb, the sport that's the good comparison, like the companion sport for it, is tennis,
Tennis.
which
Wow.
sounds really weird, but
Very
it's because
random.
of forearm strength.
Okay.
So tennis players are the comp
That's so
for
interesting.
rock
Interesting.
climbers, which I don't think anyone would ever guess. But I
Yeah.
learned that the hard way because I went rock climbing.
Oh, it's
and
tough.
I was so bad at it.
Yeah.
I never went again. I was
I've-
like, screw this.
Yeah. I've been to like a bouldering gym and I was like, okay, I'm okay. And then I went like outdoor. I'm like, oh no, I suck. Like
Yeah.
this hurts.
Everything
Yeah.
everything
Yeah,
hurts.
everything
and you gotta
hurts.
pack, like walk it in and walk it out.
Yeah.
And so when you're writing your music, I'm guessing listening to it, a lot of it is inspired by the outdoors. I'm guessing.
Yeah, I would say subconsciously for sure.
Yeah. I mean, we live in LA.
Mm.
We live in the valley.
Yeah, and a lot of people think that Los Angeles is like the city, and I'm not saying there's definitely some bad parts of LA, but if you're from the valley, like we have mountains all around us and there's
I
ocean.
mean, it's funny. I argue with people all the time because, like, I'm born and raised LA baby. Well, not.
Yeah.
I'm also Ojai, but like, I'm born LA baby, and like people are like, oh, but like you don't like live in like downtown or like Los Feliz or like this part. I'm like, no, LA County. I'm
Yeah.
like last house in Los Angeles here. Like I'm in LA County.
Yeah.
Don't mess with me.
Yeah,
That's how I
Conejo
feel.
Valleys.
Yeah.
What's up? Yeah.
Conejo Valley is what's up.
Yeah.
Conejo, the rabbit. It's like, come on,
rabbit.
man.
There you go. You speak Spanish.
Not enough. I
Hablo un poco de
speak.
español.
No, I do not speak enough Spanish for him to start speaking to me on the mic in Spanish. I know enough Spanish because, like, when you're in school here, like, and
Yeah.
you're around people that speak Spanish all the time, and like, you start picking up stuff. I took French in school.
Nice.
I took Spanish in school. Was so bad.
Yeah,
at
Ever
it.
speaks French, right?
Ever is like
like, really
basically
good.
fluent
Yeah.
in French. Again, annoying because he's so good
It's
at
so
everything.
good. Yeah.
I started taking Russian. I took Japanese in college. I did like to fluent, and then I was like, I hate this so much, and so I stopped speaking it. And then I started Russian on Duolingo.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's cool.
Привет, как дела?
I
Меня
know,
зовут?
yeah. I'm so embarrassed to speak. I can read it really well. I like watch Russian memes on my phone.
That's
Sick.
awesome.
Like in Russian, and I send them to like my Russian friends. I'm like, look, they're like, why are you sending me this? This makes no sense. I'm like, I don't really care. Duolingo works though.
Duolingo.
If you
We're on
want-
Duolingo
Yeah.
as well.
Are you really? What
Yeah.
language?
Portuguese.
Okay, you're learning Fala Portuguese?
Falo un poco de português.
Okay, cool. I don't speak, and that's all I know. My grandpa lives Brazil half year.
Ah,
That's
Brazil.
Yeah, Brazil. Brazil.
Some do Brazil.
Come to Brazil. Come to Brazil. It's just, so you guys are playing at Aviator Nation,
Aviator Nation.
and
Yeah.
then do you guys have plans after that?
Yeah, so we're playing this. It'll already be passed by now, but we're playing a show this Saturday called Saturdays at 7. It's like this like private, a secret event in Venice
Oh,
on
that's
Venice
cool.
Beach, like a house show. We're playing in elementary school in June,
Awesome.
which is crazy for all the
That's
kids.
awesome.
Yeah, playing in Riverside.
That's
at-
how you get the real fans, by the way, is you get them
Oh,
young.
yeah,
Get 'em
I
young.
gotta cultivate it early. Yeah,
They're gonna be like, man, I saw one of their first shows. I was
Like,
in
I was
elementary school. Like they're like, how did you hear about Mosaic Coyote? Well, I was 4 years old in elementary school. That's so awesome. Okay, so
Yeah.
and then you're playing Riverside, you said?
UC Riverside has like a spring event for bands, and we're gonna go to the college and play.
You guys are like really working it.
Yeah.
Trying, you have to.
I think I mean you have to. It's weird. It's like music is so subjective. So it's like if you have to hit with the right crowd and the right vibe, but then also like do you feel like music is oversaturated also?
I don't know about I don't know about oversaturated, but I guess like yeah, like maybe like an influencer makes a song and then it blows up because they already have so much following.
You
Like
think
maybe in
so?
that sense.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know. I feel like
Well, you really have to work it though. Like you have to like hustle.
So
Yeah, you
I
gotta
think
hustle.
that it's true that like Spotify this last year had double the amount of people putting out music than last year before, like double the amount of artists. So
Mm-hmm.
it is getting saturated. But with that being said, there's a difference between like someone that makes a song versus like an artist.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
you can put out a music and maybe you're not an actual musician. And so I would say over time, like it gets weeded out.
Well, I think it's like anything. It's like when you have consistency, you build your fan base. And then
Right.
your fan base knows like, okay, these people are actually like making music. And that being said, there are some bands that make like one great album and like that's it. But they oftentimes go on to go do other projects. Like Postal Service always comes to mind, but like that's Death Cab for Cutie. So it's just like it's his one perfect album. The Postal Service is like, love that album. And like Guantanamo Bay Surf Club, they had one album for like 10 years. And
Yeah.
they came out with their second one. And I was like, oh my God, finally.
Yeah. Yeah. Some people, there's like no wrong way to do it. I think it's just kind of like what's your vision of like success and like what do you want to do as a band? Some people are like, I don't really care about live shows, but I just want to make really good music. Like I think of Frank Ocean. He doesn't play at any live shows.
He
but, like,
doesn't really?
He's only done like I think less than 10, if I have that correct,
I didn't know
in his
that.
whole career.
I didn't know that.
But yet he's like the most anticipated artist ever. Everyone wants him to put out that new album. And then you have bands that play live all the time and then don't really care about like I don't say care, but like putting out music's not as important to them.
Like
as,
new music is not important to them almost.
You're right. Like
They they
yeah.
already have like an existing library that they can play at shows, and people
Yeah.
want to hear that stuff, so they
Right.
don't necessarily need to. Are there any venues you guys really want to play in Los Angeles? Because I'm sure you guys go to live music all the time.
Hollywood Bowl.
Of course, I love it. I love it.
Dream big.
I no, not and like headlining Hollywood Bowl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
like headlining
For
it.
sure. El Rey Theater, Greek
Yeah.
Theater.
Oh, I love the
Greek's like the
Greek.
dream.
I love
So
the
far?
Greek. Yeah, I saw Carly Rae at the Greek.
Nice.
I thought it was like an emphatic experience.
You're like the first Carly Rae fan I met, and it's not a bad thing.
No.
I just never met a fan.
God, I'm okay. Again, like I don't understand music at all. Like,
Yeah.
I don't understand music theory, but like she's my one artist that allows me to understand music theory. Because
Okay.
like I listen to her unreleased music, and then like she'll have like a song that turns into a different song, then that turns into a song that gets released. And so like I see her artistic process.
So it's the same song.
It's the
but
same song. Like
three-
she'll take like 3 different versions of it, and it's like, okay, like I wish this first version had been released, but if it had, then I wouldn't have gotten these other ones and seen how she like evolved it over
Whoa,
time.
that's cool.
So it's like it's really cool. So like I love her. I go see her live. The other live show I saw recently, I went to that Masayoshi Takanaka jazz show.
No way.
Yeah, I
Oh,
took Ever to
so
it. I took Ever
sick.
to it. I'm like I have, if you go through my vinyl, I am like diehard fan of him.
That's
and
awesome.
I never thought he was going to come to the USA on a tour.
I saw some videos. He looks so happy.
Oh my
up
God.
there.
I was sobbing.
Oh my
I was like
gosh.
literally I was having like a spiritual experience sobbing watching Takanaka play jazz as like an old man. And at one point he's like, I want Grammy, give me Grammy.
That's awesome.
And I think that's why he's playing. And I don't know if this is true or not, but I think to qualify for a Grammy you need a US tour.
I didn't know that.
I'm also making this up, but it could be true.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I wouldn't be surprised. So you guys want to play at all the big venues.
Oh yeah.
But are there any like indie venues you guys are like dying to go to?
Well, I feel like luckily we keep manifesting like where we've been playing.
Really?
Like, because even when we started, we were like, oh, we should play Davy Wayne's. And then we thought it was like so cool to play there, and we played there like twice now.
That's
And then we were like,
awesome.
we should have the album release show at Aviator Nation. Such a cool spot, and now we're doing it.
That's awesome.
But I guess like smaller ones, of course, like Troubadour.
Yeah,
Roxy.
Troubadour is a great
Yeah.
venue. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've played like Venice West.
El Rey
that was
Theater. I'd
sick.
love to play there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you guys like have like a music manager, or do you guys kind of just like go out and get all these like yourself?
It's just us right
Yeah,
now.
just
That's
us.
awesome.
Doing everything, yeah.
Wow, you guys have really made like a big footprint with
Thank
just
you.
you guys doing it.
Yeah, it's been like 6 months now since we like actually started, and even like last year because I was in Argentina for a few months traveling. I got back late April, and he was in Spain for a few months traveling, and we both got back, and we were kind of at this point where it's like, okay, if we're gonna do this, we have to totally commit to making this happen together. And so I honestly, in some ways, couldn't do it without him because we both are like on the grind, and we both have that dedication. I'd say.
So if you guys are traveling so much, because again, I think this album is like very California. Like, and I feel like when you're from LA, or maybe not even very California, maybe very LA, and like when you're from here, I feel like people are gonna relate to this and this vibe and these sounds. But you guys also have like a lot of travel under your belt, like Argentina, Spain. Where were you guys just now? You said, was it Colombia?
Guatemala.
Guatemala. So you guys have been like literally, I know you lived in Israel for
Yeah.
a while, so it's like you guys are probably drawing inspiration really from everywhere.
For sure. And that's what's cool too, is like the album that's coming out. A lot of those songs were actually written like a couple years ago. So that's why I like how we already started this new project.
Yeah. It is
there's
like a snapshot of
yeah.
your life. Yeah.
So there's probably going to be some different sounds in there too.
So do you guys think that your next album and your next project is going to be tonally different from this previous one?
I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, so it's not going to be the same vibe at all? Or
It's
like-
similar.
You'll
yeah.
still hear Mosaic Coyote for sure, but I'd say like the dynamics and like the lyrics and where we were in our life, you'll be able to see the difference. Yeah.
Yeah, so who are your musical influences? Like when you like think about like a band that you really love, that like you draw like inspiration from. Because at least in movies, like, and this is how I always see it, we have our cinematic forefathers that are like your dads. And they're the directors that you love so much. And you
Scorsese.
kind of pull, yeah. Like, and some people, it might be Scorsese. It's like you pull from them. And like for me, it's like I love Ken Russell. I love Michael Crichton. And like Norman Jewison. Like these men make up my film vocabulary. So like who are your musical forefathers? Who do you reach to like when you're in that mode?
Okay,
that you,
so
like,
I'd
need
say
someone?
like the obvious ones for both of us, and tell me if I'm wrong, Andrew, like the Strokes, KG Elephant, like those are the huge ones that do indie rock on a global level. Since I was in middle school, I remember the Strokes, and I was like, oh, that's
Yeah,
good
but
stuff.
but Ethan, you started out as like a folk musician.
Right. So like in terms of Mosaic, yeah, and that's okay. So
But in terms of you, because you both,
Right,
Mosaic
right,
and
right,
Coyote
right.
over here, you guys make up Mosaic
True.
Coyote.
so overall,
And I know you bring two different things to the table.
That's very fair. Okay, this is like not in any order, but just throughout my
Yeah.
time as an artist, I've had moments of loving Damien Rice. I've had moments of loving like Passenger, and then Joni Mitchell, and then Phoenix, Palace, Hers, Tame Impala, Tom Misch. So it just kind of changes.
You see it like evolving over
Yeah,
time.
yeah,
Okay.
totally.
Andrew?
Yeah, so it's kind of like what he said. It's more of like a period of time. But like when I first started playing guitar, I was just trying to learn like every Jimi Hendrix song, and I was like not good enough for that. But it helped me get better quicker, I
Yeah,
guess.
like
You know?
Jimi Hendrix was like kind of an inspiration then for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it's not that I sound anything like him, but I'll use like similar licks or stuff that he does, but in my own way. And then like right now, I'm just like so into like Brazilian music.
Yeah, okay, you
Bossa
really,
Nova,
really,
no?
yeah, bossa nova. Like that's what my
Yeah.
brother loves. Like he
Yeah, it's the
loves
best.
bossa nova guitar, and like God, I wish I remembered her name. There's like a daughter of some bossa nova player that's like a singer. I'm gonna have to tell you afterwards.
Okay.
Because my brother just like loves her, and apparently wrote to her family.
Wow.
Because he's also like speaks a little bit of Portuguese. Like,
Okay.
Of course.
Of course. And so like wrote and like they wrote him back on Facebook or something, and so he's like
That's
all
cool.
super excited about it. But okay, it's interesting though, the bossa nova influences.
Yeah.
And like then we have like all like the Tame Impala and the Strokes and the folk music, and then it comes together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was also into this band called the Alalas. It's like a surfy kind of band.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess just all that like getting mixed up. You
Yeah.
eventually just
The,
pick up like your own style.
Lumineers, the Head and the Heart. I
Yeah.
had a folk phase for sure.
Yeah, I
I
remember.
had a huge folk phase.
remember
Pine
that.
Grove. I went to Pine Grove with your brother. We went to see
Did
Pine
you
Grove
really?
live.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Awesome.
Yeah. No. I remember that folk
Yeah.
phase. I remember it very well. I
Yeah.
remember ever being like, Ethan's in his folk phase right now. I'm like,
It's happening again. Yeah.
it's happening again. He's back in it. So when you guys are melding these things, and I'm guessing like your other two band members have their own influences.
Yeah. Our bass player is really into like metal
Oh,
and
interesting.
Yeah.
screamo, right?
Yeah, like
he's
hardcore-
road
hardcore
singer.
music.
Like they say though that like I don't know if you've ever seen this when they take like a pop punk song and make it into a folk song, or they take like certain music and then they change the genre. I think it's so fascinating. Like metal has some of the best musicality in it,
Oh yeah, like jazz.
and like it has a
yeah.
bunch of jazz. It's like jazz, and then also it's like I don't know how to describe it, but like sometimes I listen to screamo every now and then,
Yeah.
not really, but it's like some of the lyrics that they have in it and like the singing parts, like they'll have the screaming part and they have the singing part, and it's like, dang, like this is really musical.
It's
This is-
cool.
and it's really technical too.
I think it's sick, like just the passion that those fans have. They're
know.
like hitting each other and they're like, "Yes, I love this." You know?
Yeah.
Straight passion.
I
love this.
You gotta build
Please
up a
hit me
fan
harder.
base. How are you guys building up your fan base? Speaking of, like, is it through live shows? Do you guys do it through social media?
All the above, I'd say.
Yeah, I think live shows are like the best because then you meet people, and not to put like numbers on it, but like I don't know. I feel like with TikTok and stuff, you'll post every day or whatever, and then you get like a couple followers. But at the live shows, you actually like meet people and talk to them, and then you'll get like more followers after that.
And it's the most direct experience they have to
yeah.
like feeling your music.
Oh my God, I have a friend that like loves going to live shows, and whenever he goes and like if it's like a super indie and like he gets to meet the band, like the smile on his face is like the biggest smile I've
Yeah.
ever seen him do, and like he all of a sudden feels like he knows the band, and then he wants to go and see him again and again and again.
Yeah.
I think it's like the perfect way to get to know your fans.
yeah,
Definitely.
for sure.
Especially
And
when you're first like on the ground floor, like you guys are hustling.
yeah, And I feel pretty comfort that we're like very two chill guys. you know?
Yeah.
So it's like we're just making friends.
How are you guys going to deal with the groupies? the copious ladies.
Just gotta. Nice to meet you.
Stay focused,
Yeah,
stay focused.
Stay
Yeah.
focused. Don't let them lead you astray, guys.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, don't let like rock and roll get you.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah.
I want to play Coachella one day.
Yeah,
We
you
got-
should.
we have a world tour to do.
Yeah, you guys have a world tour to do. You guys have to play Coachella one day. You guys got the Hollywood Bowl, the Del Rey.
Yeah.
It's like you got all of these things that you have to do. So how are you going to achieve them?
Well, I think I really think the main thing is just committing. I don't think there's one way to make it as a band, honestly. Like there's many different paths you could take, and I think we follow a lot of bands that we love, and like there's no one way. But I think if you just commit to it and accept like the next few years of your life, we're just gonna make this a priority, and everything else is second, then it's inevitable, in my opinion.
Yeah. We also joke around that like it's too late to quit now because we're so in depth.
I know.
No,
Like,
it is too
we
late
put
to
so
quit.
much into this
And
already.
also, you guys have fans that care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's
and I don't
no
know what
way.
else. I don't know what else I'd love. I mean, I love things, and I'm sure I'd find other things. But like, music's the one thing where I'm like, oh, it's so fun to do. Like, I just no one's paying me to do this. I'm doing it already. You know?
Well, it feeds your
Yeah.
soul. That's the thing. And it's like life is worth living when you have these things in them.
For
Like,
sure.
You need to have these things that connect you and ground you. And I mean, it's not only a passion for you, but then you also get to hang out with your best friend. Like,
Yeah.
You guys both get to hang out all the time together. You guys get an excuse
Yeah.
to like spend every moment together.
Definitely.
I think it's awesome. So that's all the time that we have for today. But Ethan and Andrew, are there any final thoughts that you want to share with the audience?
We're having an album. We're having an album release show April 25th, the day after our album drops at Aviator Nation. Come and support us, and if not, catch us at other future shows we're having. Feel free to follow us on Instagram or Spotify. That's one of the best ways that you guys can directly support us in the meantime, without coming to a show.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Andrew.
That's world tours, all right?
Yeah, I know. Next
Tell your
time,
friends, please.
I know next
Please
time you
listen to
guys are playing, I'm gonna have to come when I'm back in town. I'm super bummed that I'm gonna be missing the Aviator Nation show. When
It's all good. You'll have the album on the plane. to
I
listen
know,
to.
There you go.
literally, I'll have it. Like it'll be out. I'll be like, yes. So that is it for today. But thank you so much to my guests, Ethan and Andrew, for coming on to the show. Their self-titled album, Mosaic Coyote, is available streaming on all platforms. So go ahead and check it out. And again, if you're in the Los Angeles area, go see them live at Aviator Nation Dreamland, which is a super, super, super cool venue. I love it there, on Friday, April 25th. I'm Gala Avery, and this has been The Gala Show. The Gala Show is brought to you by Avery.com. This episode was executive produced by Roger Avery and produced by Gala Avery. Music composed by Andy Milburn. Additional sound mixing by Eric Clapp. As always, I'm your host, Gala Avery. Copyright 2024, all rights reserved. Despite me sharing the same last name with this charity, I don't have any affiliation with it, besides the fact that the issue is very near and dear to my heart. Did you know that in the United States, 2.7 million children currently have a parent in prison, and it's estimated that 10 million children have experienced parental incarceration at some point in their lives? I was one of these kids, and as an adult, I am really grateful to be able to give back to Project Avery. Their mission is to build leadership from within by supporting community through programs such as mentoring and outdoor education, and also to remove the stigma surrounding having a parent that's incarcerated. You don't have to feel alone. If you know a kid who could use these resources or would like to donate money or time to the charity, please go to Project Avery, that's AVARY.org, to check out what this amazing charity is all about. Again, that's projectavery.org. Thank you guys from the bottom of my heart.